E.T. Bong Home.
Blah, 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 blah. You want Reese's Pieces? Fuck you, I need a dab, Doug.
We were Reese's Pieces in that movie?
Yeah, dude, Reese's Pieces were a huge part of that movie.
Okay. I barely remember that movie because like
it sucks. I hate E.T. Fuck E.T.
Wow, I completely agree. That's what I was going to say. So I remember watching that movie as a kid and I was like, why do people like this?
It's like
this isn't good.
Like early Steven Spielberg, like that, and fucking what's it called?
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters suck.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Hate both of them.
There's one thing I like
so
about Close Encounters.
Paced.
There's one thing I like about it.
The soundtrack rules.
Yeah, the soundtrack does rule. But I do really like the end of the film where they communicate with the aliens using music. That is very cool. That's a very cool idea.
Yeah, at the same time, that kind of happens at the end of Mars Attacks too, and Mars Attacks also sucks a fucking dong.
God, Mars Attacks sucks so bad. Why is it so fucking bad?
I don't know. It's a Tim Burton movie. It has no right to be that bad. But
he's made a lot of bad fucking movies.
He's made a lot of mediocre shit. I don't think he's ever made anything as bad as Mars Attacks.
Yes, he has, dude. The Willy Wonka reboot. Is the worst film I've ever.
I'm sorry.
One of the worst films I've ever seen.
I've never seen that, and I refuse to. So I refuse to see that or his. Didn't he do like an Alice in the Wonderland kind of thing too?
Oh yeah, he did Alice in Wonderland. He did 2 of those films, I think. But the Willy Wonka reboot is some fucking ass trash, dude. It is just
ass
filth.
trash. Yeah, yeah, no,
just fucking filth.
It didn't look good. Like I don't know.
Don't watch that.
But I mean, he's done so many good things. Like you stack. No,
not
come
so
on.
many good things. He's done a couple good things.
He's done some great things. Fucking, we're talking Batman,
sure.
Beetlejuice,
sure.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Actually, he was only the producer.
I know. Yeah, he was. Same with Coraline.
Really
Same with Coraline. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. What else? Big Fish. Fucking rocked my socks off. Big Fish is
a great film.
Loved that movie.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of really good shit. Like, stylistically, he's a good director. It's just like...
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah. That's his best movie. That's his fucking best movie.
Totally.
Best movie.
Yeah.
I love that film so much.
It's great. Yeah. Iconic banger. For sure. Pee-wee Herman. Honestly. Wonderful. Love to see him.
Non-binary icon. Straight up.
Oh.
One of the original NBs. Straight up in it. Like,
I can see that.
I didn't get it. But someone, another queerer person than me, pointed that out to me this year. They're like, yeah, Pee Wee Herman's like one of the first like public non-binary folks. And it was like, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, straight up. I'm like pretty much every NB I know is like, like they're like the kind of cutesy wearing like kids stuff and like a kid's suit and like, they give themselves a name that doesn't like make sense, like Pee-wee. Like my name's is Sock McGovern, and I'm like, what? That's not a. Okay, I mean that's you. That's fine.
You can whatever you want.
But my immediate reaction is like, really? Okay, that's cool. I mean, like,
yeah, hell yeah, I'm into it.
Because you know what? My name is Britain. I'm named after a fucking colonialist country that just fucking dominated the world.
Yes,
that doesn't deserve to have anyone named after them.
Yeah, your parents are like, our offspring should be a colonizer. Let's inspire that.
Oh, shit. 1 sec. I'm going to change chairs real quick because I'm sitting on squeaky chair today again. Just a moment. Centuries, my power's grown in size. I see everything with my wizard eyes. If you stepping up, I would advise, don't look too deep in my wizard eyes. I'll enchant your ass, bring you down to size. Don't stare too long in my wizard eyes. Your mage's gambit let's end office chairs and just like be sitting on lounge chairs in the office from now on, right?
No, beanbags, bro.
Beanbag. Oh, I should get a beanbag is kind of noisy too, though, or could be, unless it's filled with like actual beans.
Beanbag is a great non-binary name.
I feel like it'd be like more like, hi, hello, I'm Bean, and
this is my partner, Bag. We call ourselves Beanbag together.
Yeah, I've met several non-binary folks named Bean or Beans.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's a very common
I've met
name.
a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's always, for some reason, it always seems like when you're non-binary and you like choose your name, it's always just like an inanimate object you like.
Yeah.
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 I'm surprised I haven't met any name like Chair or like Toyota Corolla yet.
Waffles.
No, I do believe, I think I've heard of one named Waffles.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a great name.
It's like a cat name. Like
You know
one
what's
of my parents' cats is named Waffles, and
Wait,
he's
really?
the best. Yeah.
What? What cat is this? I've never met this cat.
Yeah, you haven't. So my parents have 3 orange tabbies now. Unfortunately, Baxter and Jax passed away in the last few years. And so they got 3 orange tabbies because they loved Baxter so much. And Baxter was like such a light in their life. They're like, I think we're just getting male orange tabbies now. And so...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What about the other cat?
Oh, Bentley?
The fluffy one. Yeah, that one.
Oh, wait. So there was So, I mean, they've had like 4 cats die in the last... since we left Alaska.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no,
Wait,
they had some
Bentley
bad luck.
Oh.
Yeah, Bentley died. Bentley died
Rip.
really young. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
No.
he was really young.
Yeah.
I remember holding him as a as a kitten.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rip.
that's sad. But
I'm pressing F to pay respects right now.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Don't.
that's what you do.
Is it now? That's what you do on the internet, but not like when someone like you don't go to a funeral and be like, "Yo, just so you know," and then you pull out like your iPad with a keyboard.
No. You just bring a keyboard with you.
You're just a mechanical keyboard
Yeah, like
plugged
a
into
mechanical
nothing.
keyboard. And you just keep clicking it the whole time. You're just like, F, 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 F.
And they're like, "What are you doing there?" Like, F for respect, dog.
You can do that at my funeral, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Oh, I'm not going to your funeral, dude.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what I want.
Why would I do that? Like, I'm gonna podcast about it. I'm gonna live stream it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up a GoPro and then just like laugh about it from miles away.
You should just like, will you just like drag me into the woods and then just watch creatures eat me? Because that would be so sick, dude.
I mean that was part of the murder plan already.
Yes. My wishes are being honored. I love that. It's beautiful.
You love to see it.
You really do. You really do.
You know, you don't need an NDA or a will or anything. I got you, bro. Like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna throw you in a fucking dumpster and let the raccoons feast on you.
Yeah,
it's cool. I know that. I know that's what you want.
The crows too. Yeah, they'll love it.
Yeah. Crow bros, raccoons, come and get it.
Come and get it, dude. They can get it. I'm in.
Well, yeah. How's your day? How's work?
Work was okay. It was easy. Work is usually pretty easy. Like I'm pretty blessed with my job. It's like I'm good at it, and I've been doing it long enough that I know how all the ways to make it easier for myself. It's good. It's good. I just am chill all the time. It's good.
That's dope.
Yeah. It was very chill. Did that. Oh my god, I've been eating this Ethiopian food that I got last night. Really good.
Do you
really
still
good.
have some teff on you? Some of the big pancake motherfucker?
That injera, I ate the shit out of that injera. It was so good.
You always need to get double. You always need to get double.
So here's the thing. This actually, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's actually why I brought this up. Because check this out.
Yeah.
Most Ethiopian places, or at least most of the Ethiopian places that I go to, they give you. So they serve the food like your my veggie combo. They'll put it on a piece of injera, and then they'll give you 2 more pieces of injera on top of that.
As big as the original, and they're the huge size,
the huge ones. Yeah.
Okay, really?
So you get 3 total.
That's enough, I think, right?
Oh yeah. That's the proper amount.
Yeah.
So this last place that I went to only gave me 1 additional piece of injera.
Ooh.
And now. Here's the thing, though. I'm not hating because it was a little bit smaller of a proportion. There were less little dishes. Typically, there's 4 to 6 different things in there.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 to 6. Yeah, usually
exactly.
I'd say 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes 6 if you're lucky, 4 if you're unlucky. But I mean, 5 is the proper amount.
Oh, I completely agree. So this place had 4 different different things and 1 extra piece of injera, which doesn't sound that great, but the 4 individual things were very good individually. Like, so it was really good.
That sounds great. Like, Ethiopian food always sounds great to me.
Oh, and
it's an amazing
honestly,
food.
It's always good. Like, I've never had bad Ethiopian food. Like, it's always amazing.
It's a thing, like, as long as you know how to make them injera, like, you can't really fuck it up. Like, it's because it's like all just slow simmered, like, vegetables, basically.
Yeah, and lentils. Yeah, that's basically all it is. But
chickpeas,
yeah. So one thing that I noticed is that I have become very particular about the kind of injera that I like, because depending on how they make it, sometimes it ends up being a little more sour or a little more like pancakey, I guess is the only kind of way to describe it.
Yeah, like, I like it sour and super flat.
So I like it like, I would agree with that. I like it not super sour though. There are a couple places that I go. Like, there's one place I go to pretty regularly, and like their injera is very sour, and I like it. It's really good, but it's also like sometimes kind of soggy, and like that's not good. You want your injera to be like,
it's not soggy because of the food. It's soggy because of the cooking process. Okay, yeah,
exactly.
Like, if it's,
like you want it to be firm, right? You want it to be firm, and you want it to be not too sour.
But if like the sides, the dishes that are on it are so soupy and have such rich sauces that they soak the motherfucker, I'm okay with that.
Oh, I'm love that.
So okay
when
with
it's
that.
soggy because it just like soaks up all the juices. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why it exists, bro.
Oh yeah, especially when you have like a firm, like one of the like the jalapeno slaw type thing they put in the middle.
Yeah.
And that doesn't soak in, so you can just dip the soaky bread up in that bitch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now I just want more Ethiopian food, dude. Like, what the hell?
No, I get you. Now I do too, but I'm eating sushi. It's fucking.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. I mean, I got some chana masala cooking right now. It's probably done, but I'm stoked about that. It's gonna be tasty. What about you? How was work? How was life or whatever you're doing? Do you work today?
Yeah, I work today. Then after work, I like late last week, this person just hit me up on Tinder. And the first thing they said is, so when can you fuck me?
Nice. That's the first message you got from them?
Very, okay, one second.
Nice.
Let me read this to you real quick. It was a really beautiful thing. How soon can I get you to fuck me?
Nice.
When are you free? Monday, ? I'm free from 3 to 6 on Monday. And then I kind of went from there, and like they live in Capitol Hill, and they were like, well, I mean, I could go to Kirkland, but maybe I can see if my partner can host. And she's in a gay relationship, and turns out her partner kind of wanted to get into it, so I just went and had group sex for like 3 hours, and it was splendid.
Wonderful. You love to.
It was splendid.
You love to see it.
It was
Cheers.
Really. Thank you. It was really. I felt very Wilty Riker about the whole situation.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have a great meme to send you. Yeah. Don't let me forget.
Yeah.
It's a Riker meme.
I mean, it was basically like this lesbian couple was like, "Hey, you want to be our dick?" And I'm like, "Do I?"
Wonderful. Blessed.
It was a very blessed thing. I'm in a place of peace right now.
I love to see that.
Zen.
Namaste.
Like Zen, like the Strapping Young Lad song.
Isn't that an album? Isn't that a Strapping Young Lad album?
It might be his album too. On that. Oh God.
Pretty sure. Man, we need to talk. Young Lad is so awesome.
Should we? Do we need to talk about Devin Townsend and how he's the most awesome dork on the face of the planet?
He is such an. You know what he is? He is the what's his name? Hold on. Check this out. He is the Alton Brown of music.
Ooh, hard agree, dude. Yeah. Sometimes I'm feeling like a freak on a leash.
Yo, I've been thinking about that song all day today. It's funny that you brought that. So Okay.
It's not funny that I brought it up. Let's be honest. At this point, it's so mean.
I kind of, dude, I love that song. Like, I like a lot of Korn's early material, actually. So I like went back a few.
No.
I don't know, maybe a couple years ago.
Up through Issues is actually all pretty good except for the bass parts. The bass parts are fucking...
I love the bass parts. They're so fun.
No, like they're not. They're just like the most untuned bass drum to music. He literally just goes like that and just like hits strings. Like there's so much.
He does.
It's all string noise. Like
I like it. I like it because it sounds like fucking shit.
It does. Like, bass parts sound so shitty. Whereas, like, some of the guitar parts are actually, like, really dynamically interesting.
Oh, yeah,
but then the bass is just, like, over it, and I'm like, stop it.
It's a vibe, dude. Like, it's a vibe. Like,
it is unique.
I'm not saying...
It is unique, that's sure.
I'm not saying you are wrong. It is bad. But it is also a vibe. And, okay, so check this out. Do you follow Fieldy on Instagram?
No.
He posts a lot. So... basically all he does is he like walks around his house with like various instruments like on him, like with like, you know, he's got a guitar on or like a bass on, and he like walks around his house and like revs up dirt bikes and then just like gets high. And like, I don't know, he has this giant like banner in his garage that says Fieldy's Dreams.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So honestly, like you just said all of that, but somehow I knew all of it, but way before you said it. Like that's that. I mean, that's not new information to me for some reason. Although,
well, you and I have listened to Fieldy's Dreams together we have. Multiple times,
and so... perhaps that's another podcast.
No, it's not. What's the podcast? Fieldy Gets High.
No.
That's it.
This is Gettin Fieldy, a Dreamcast.
That's the name of the episode.
Okay. I mean, you've called it every time. Like the last one was the Miles Davis Vibe Industrial Complex.
I love that. I forgot about that.
This is pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't make up the titles at all. You just...
I love that. Thank you for giving me that creative control.
Yeah,
makes me feel...
I don't care. It's good.
Getting Fieldy. I like that. Speaking of which, hey, I'm Spencer.
And I'm Britt.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 283 albums in his Pikes series. We're going to listen to them.
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
A Bucketcast. What's new?
Dude, not much. Like, honestly, we're in a global plan. I almost said plandemic.
Yeah, because it was planned by China and Hunter Biden. Those motherfuckers.
Bro, dude, so straight up, like one of my coworkers today was like, yo, I had a guy that was like telling me that he was like, oh, the pandemic's going to be over November 4th, bro. And he was like, I don't think that's real.
No, it just got fucking way worse. It's been getting worse, and everyone knows that. It's so much worse. And like,
dude, like the willful ignorance of people during all of this has been like just fucking insane to watch. Like, people are nuts, bro. What's happening? I don't get it.
I don't either, man.
I don't know. Anyways, that's what's new for me. Observing people being stupid on the internet. We had an election. I don't care. We went better than it could have gone.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
kind of.
Well,
we're not going to elaborate.
Yeah, because I mean, this episode isn't going to be released until like probably early December.
Sure.
Or the very end of November, and so
this commentary is not relevant.
Yeah.
I'm sure things will be much worse by then.
I mean, things always get worse, so I don't doubt it.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Cool. Anyways, we listened to a couple Buckethead albums. Not a couple. We listened to a few Buckethead albums. There we go. Buckethead or at Bucketdead on Instagram. Bucket Dead. I like that. It's nice.
Is he on Instagram Bucket Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He just posts videos of like himself playing guitar and then other guitar players playing guitar that he likes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good Instagram feed. Like, I like it.
Yeah.
Anywho. Oh, you know what?
What's that?
I'm surprised you didn't get after me, bro.
Well,
I'm surprised.
I was waiting for you because like I call you out every single fucking time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And like, why don't we put it in the show notes so I remember to do it? But anywho,
what is it time for, motherfucker?
It's time for a fucking bucket fact.
Bucket fact.
Bucket fact. Bucket fact.
Bucket fact.
Bucket fact. Bucket fact.
All right, so
give me the bucket and feel my facts.
I wanna get lost in your fax machine and drift away.
Ready? You ready for a bucket fact?
Yeah, for sure. Hit me with that bucket fact.
The KFC bucket that Buckethead wears on his head is the 14-piece bucket from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Specifically, the 14-piece Kentucky Fried Chicken bargain bucket. It's still in commission.
Are you ready for a Spencer fact?
I am ready for a Spencer fact.
Spencer fact!
My very first job was at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You are correct.
That's when I met you. Actually, it was when I was like right after I started working there.
Yeah, no, I believe the first day we hung out, you skipped work to get high with me and. No, we did not get high. I didn't get high at the time. That's true. I was still like an anti-drug neocon at that point.
You were. You talked to me about Michael Savage that day. I definitely remember that. I believe so. I actually remember the first time we hung out. You picked me up from my house, and I believe I did skip work that day so I could hang out with you. It was you and Scott.
Yep, me and Scott.
And we drove around. We listened to Ed Guy, the power metal band.
Yeah, we did. That sounds
Real
right.
ones, no. Hellfire Club. Okay. Anywho, we listened to Ed Guy. We drove around. We hung out outside. You smoked a cigar and told me about how cool Michael Savage was, and then dropped me off at home. And I was like, "Well, I never need to hang out with anyone else again." And now we're here.
We certainly are. I'm glad I could have that impact on you.
Impact font, maybe.
No, it was definitely more of just the Metallica font.
Ooh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a good font.
Gettin Lars. A lawsuit cast.
Gettin Lars, a trash can snare.
I like that snare. I think it sounds cool.
You can go fuck yourself. That snare is
it's cool. Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's different. It's unique. People still talk about it.
They do, because it takes up so much space in every song.
What is the word for things that people still remember and people still talk about, but not because they are good? Like, I feel like
negative nostalgia.
Ooh, I like that. That's nice. It's man, I'm burping up a storm, bro. I can't even control myself.
Maybe I think a good nostalgia would be maybe a good word for it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people talk about that. People talk about like a lot of stuff. I don't think that people like a lot of the things that they're nostalgic for. Like I think that they think they like it, but then when they actually revisit it, they're like, "Oh, this is no."
I mean, it depends.
Not what I want.
Like
it's not what it was then.
There are things that are nostalgic, and you revisit them, and sometimes they're even better than before.
That is absolutely
like
true.
You know what has been wrecking me lately? That is just an amazing fucking program that I watched when I was younger. But now that I watch it when I'm older, it's better. Yeah. It's fucking Samauri Jack.
Oh, it's so fucking good, right? I actually rewatched it in my mid-20s. Yeah.
Good. No, straight up.
Because, it's so fucking good.
Like, the thing about it is, like, oh, God, it's got this great, like, I mean, it has this like very classic feel, but it also has like this weird cyberpunk feel to it because he's transported into the future.
Yeah.
But then also, at so many points in the show, they just don't have dialogue. There's some episodes.
Right. There's entire episodes with no dialogue.
Exactly, and they're amazing. Like the way they can tell stories without anybody saying anything is fantastic.
Truly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I loved that show when it was airing. Like, I was really into it. I thought it was very, very cool at the time. Mm-hmm. And then when I revisited it, I was really impressed. I expected it to be good too. Like, I was like, I remembered this being really good, and I watched it and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is like even better than I remembered. Like, this is true art. Like, and you I don't know, you don't see stuff of that caliber. I don't know.
Yeah, it's rare.
It's a special thing.
Yeah,
sure.
No, it's one of those things that like, I mean, like, absolutely pervades time and space because, and it's going to always be timeless because it's not timely in any way. There's nothing topical about it. It doesn't like make any commentary on like anything modern really. It's just like, it has its own worldview and its own like human condition. And it's pretty fucking great. It's something fantastic. Like on the flip side, another program that just seems to get better and better every year, is the Boondocks.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that
it's been a long time since I've seen that.
You should watch it again because
back in the day.
It has been absolutely prophetic. It's one of those things like. The guy who does it, and I don't remember his name, I feel like he is, in a way, like a cultural, like, kind of Mike Judge type character who just gets what's going on. At least in, like, a certain worldview, and, like, just is able to distill that in such interesting and funny ways.
That's rad. That's one that I think would be pretty fun to revisit. I remember that was such a weird show. Like, I remember the first time I saw it. And just like randomly, I was watching like, Adult Swim, as you do. That Adult Swim was something that was like really influential to me when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's interesting because it wasn't just Adult Swim. It was like the stuff that led up to Adult Swim. So like Space Ghost Coast to Coast, the Brack Show, like those two in particular were very influential. Oh, and C-Lab 2021.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And then later on, like Frisky Dingo and all that shit. But like, Space Ghost Coast to Coast and the Brack Show were like very influential to young Spencer and like how my like sense of humor developed, I think. And like, I want to revisit more of that, but the stuff of that I have revisited. Oh, and Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman's great. Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah. The stuff of that I have revisited has been so good. Like that's another thing where it's like, dude, this stuff is just awesome.
Yeah.
So funny.
Absolutely. I mean,
Zorak, dude. When was the last time you thought about Zorak?
So one of our upcoming guests, Nax, posts about Zorak all the time. Zorak is like their big crush. So
that's pretty cool.
I've thought about it recently because of that.
Excellent. You love to see that.
We'll get to talk to Nax about Zorax.
I've had multiple conversations with strangers on the internet about Zorak. Let me tell you.
But Zorak is fucking. He's a fucking Zorak is bae.
Zorak is
like
what we need in the world.
No,
let's make America Zorak.
He's so cynical. He hates his boss. Like, I mean, I love everything about this. Like, Zorak is a true syndicalist leftist motherfucker. Like. Zorak is union.
Okay.
He's trying to fucking laser his boss. That's what we're all trying to do, right? We're all trying to laser our boss in this world.
Spencer's doing something, Brit's taking a dab, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Spencer burned his chana masala. What the fuck did you do to your chana masala? More like charred masala, you dumb motherfucker. Look at you, you fucked up your Indian meal. You like Ally McBeal. 'Cause you're skinny. 'Cause you always fuck up your cooking.
Were you like yelling weird shit into the mic? Because when I was over there, I thought I heard weird shit.
No, I was singing cool stuff.
Okay.
About what was happening. About how you
I don't know if that was that cool.
how you burned your chana masala.
Did you hear me yell?
No.
When you listen back to this, see if you can hear me burn myself. Because I burnt myself.
Cool.
And I yelled.
Cool.
So
I was
if
probably
you
yelling
can't
too
use
loud
that.
to hear you.
Know what's happening anymore.
It's all good. All right. So, we listened to 3 more Buckethead albums, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Let's give them a talking.
Okay.
So, first one
These were Pikes 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah. The Boiling Pond, released on June 21st, 2013.
Yes.
Pike 17, The Spirit Winds, from July 2nd, 2013. And Pike 18, The Astrodome, from July 29th, 2013.
Wow.
So, let's start with 16, The Boiling Pond.
Hey, I think he's using a 7-string on this album.
I think it might be right.
Straight up.
So actually, that's the first thing I wrote is all of these riffs sound chunkier and bassier, and I didn't know if he put the extra string on or he just mixed it super heavy or down tuned.
No, it's
definitely
it's a 7
heavier.
string.
It's definitely heavier.
It's either a 7-string or he's like
down tuned.
really down tuning,
like down
but
tuned.
it's like it doesn't sound like down tuning. So like it sounds to me like a 7-string. It could be down tuned
to C, because I mean, well, like
it doesn't. So here's the thing: I just recorded a song that I sent you that's in drop C, and it doesn't sound like this. Okay, so
that's true. He
has
his own thing though. The thing that makes me almost doubt is a 7-string is he doesn't do a ton of like string skipping stuff on this album. And
he doesn't do a single guitar solo.
He doesn't, which is interesting. It's all riffs. It's all riffs, and they're super interesting riffs, and that they're largely sludge metal riffs.
Yeah, it's like
or something
slower.
Like that.
It's not necessarily slow. I mean, some of the songs are a little fast.
Some of them,
like,
but
it's like
it's a mix.
Yeah, very.
It's a mix
heavy.
of like, how would I put this? So like. Heavy groove metal type. Honestly, a lot of it sounds like 90s Pantera or Superjoint Ritual. Straight up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or Corrosion of Conformity, a lot of it.
Sure, I could see that.
Black Label Society. A lot of it's
not
super.
So much BLS.
There was one song that was super BLS because it was like very fast bass drums. Yeah. No, there was a couple.
I do remember. We're probably not talking about the same song, but there was one song in particular. I might have taken a note about it where there was a pretty cool riff in it. I think I wrote it. I think it was Screaming Skull.
Yeah, Screaming Skull was pretty sick.
It had like a really cool like heavy riff to it. It was like kind of faster. It had like a driving energy.
So that's the one I could see as a 7-string song because there was some really cool chromatic string skipping stuff on it. Like the initial riff was like a lot of interesting like string skipping type stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, wow. Noob hours over here. Noob podcaster hours. Not silencing their phone. I say as I drag my phone right on the table and make a bunch of sound. Yeah. It's terrible. Anywho, yeah, totally. It definitely sounded like he was playing a 7-string. And the reason why is just like those riffs, especially in like the first couple of songs, really heavy. Like there's a lot of bass to it. It definitely sounds like a very down-tuned guitar. And he's very likely doubling that with a 5-string bass. And so because he's probably using a 5-string bass, that also lends more idea as to why this album sounds so different, because it does sound very much like heavier, like down tuned. And again, no guitar solos, not a single one on the whole record.
No, and there's a couple leads here and there, but it's mostly just. So actually, you know what song actually sounded like Black Label Society entirely? Was number 4, pile driver impact.
Yeah, I wrote that
so.
down.
No, it starts with a cool slow part that's like kind of like cleanish, and then it gets super shreddy.
And it's really fast. Yeah.
It's super fast, and that's the thing that made me think it was just like BLS.
Sure, because BLS is actually pretty fast. Like I would, they're very fast. Some of their stuff, and they're actually like faster than I remember.
Like straight up.
It's interesting.
And like Zakk Wylde's right hand shredding, like for like just power chords, is super fast, and that's what the song was. And I wrote the note. Did Buckethead make this song when he was
drunk and stone completely gone?
I don't know what he's saying in the next part.
No one cares. That's all.
I love that song so much.
So I had never listened to it ever before, but then you referenced it on a previous podcast, and I listened to it like 5 times, and I was.
Isn't it amazing?
Well, the thing is, I was
drunk and stone completely
It's so good.
No, it was stupid. But after that, there's like a really
fucking stupid.
In that song, though, like right after that, there's like a really actually cool tapping solo.
Yeah,
that's like really well harmonized, and it's like not like over the top. Well, no, I'm talking about Buckethead here, but it sounds like Zakk Wylde because it's reserved and good. And oh god, this is too much.
Wow, dude, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Yeah,
defending Zakk Wylde. Wow, we've come a long way, truly. So anyways, it was pretty fun. I thought it was okay. It was it sounded to me like it could have easily have been the soundtrack to one of those like Quake clones from the late 90s.
God,
like there were a lot of
you've
Quake
straight up you've invoked like a Quake reference like 4 times now on the soundtrack for Buckethead.
Buckethead is fucking 90s FPS music, dude. Like that's just what
in a way, but I
not all the time, but in a lot of the time.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard an FPS that actually has like a. I mean, a lot of this sounded like a fucking like Down album, or so. So I said this album like was a very slow metal feel to it, and it would probably work best as a soundtrack to a documentary about corrosion of conformity. Because
there's no kitchen.
Like, I mean, well, straight up, like sludge metal is not a good soundtrack to anything. Maybe like gator wrestling or something.
Ooh,
or just getting shit faced in Alabama. Like there's like. It's like not.
It's definitely been the soundtrack to me getting shit faced.
Exactly. That's the thing. But like, name a movie like a good. Like maybe it worked for like Gummo or something that's like a fucked up weird like Southern thing. Up, yeah.
But check this out. I saw a meme the other day that said, "I Hate God," like the band "I Hate God."
Yeah.
Is just sublime for heroin addicts. Which is pretty good.
That is pretty good. No, straight up.
Damn.
No, it's actually it's sublime for guys who smoke heroin.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's guys who are like too good to be like needle junkies, and so they're like, I'm not a junkie. I just smoke 3 grams a day.
Yikes.
And some weed and heroin, dog. Weed and black tar.
So we listened to other Buckethead albums, including number 17, or Pike number 17, The Spirit Wins, which is definitely a departure from what we just talked about.
Oh, golly. So I liked this one a lot.
It was nice.
Interestingly paced. It was super pleasant. I mean, the bulk of the album is one song, the titular track, The Spirit Wins.
Like we have seen before. This has been a Buckethead tactic before.
Yeah.
This song is, I think, maybe the longest individual song we've seen from Buckethead thus far.
Really?
In the Pikes
Yeah,
series.
you might be right, because I don't think anything on Look Up There was quite this long.
Yeah, this is 25 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, 25 minutes, and then the rest of the tracks are all...
like a minute each.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
or like a minute and a half, something like that.
Yeah, it's 5 songs. One of them's 25 minutes, and the rest are like a minute and a half each.
Mm-hmm. I really liked all of the I consider them bonus tracks. I really liked all of the bonus tracks. They were all really fun and different. The title track though is really, I guess what we were talking about here. So it is a 25-minute guitar solo over some very almost post-rock-ish backing track. Very clean guitar.
Yeah. Some actually very so The Spirit Winds itself was a really beautiful song, and it was one of the most melodic songs I think we've heard from Buckethead thus far.
Very melodic, yeah. It was very tasteful lead work too. Very tasteful.
Very super tasteful bass work too, in a way. Although it wasn't very melodic bass work. Something interesting about the bass work is it honestly only came in when he did chord changes. And I don't know if he actually gated it to do this, but the bass actually only really hits on this song when he changes chords on the guitar. And he only really does 4 different chord changes on here.
It's very much like a...
Yeah, it goes...
singular idea.
A flat to G major 7... to F major sharp 4, which is a really interesting, cool chord. And actually, I should preface saying this with, so I have relative pitch. I'm very good at discovering intervals and stuff like that, but I do it based on just hitting a note or two on whatever instrument is closest to me, and figuring it out.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Honestly,
so in every previous episode, I totally forgot that I down-tuned my guitar to D sharp, E flat, and so literally everything I've said thus far about the keys of songs is 1/2 step off. So
nice.
Please, if you're a listener who actually understands music and you've listened to anything I've said before this, transpose everything I've said 1/2 step, and please don't think I'm a fucking idiot. I just have relative pitch. Anyway, so the whole song is kind of a really beautiful exercise over... It's like a modal exercise over A Aeolian, G Ionian, specifically because he does have the sharp 4 in the major. And it's super actually jazzy the way he approaches this song, I think.
I could hear that. You mean the minor 7th stuff that he does with the leads? Totally.
Yeah, he does do he definitely uses accidentals for the G major, and actually makes the 7 minor here and there. It's pretty cool.
It's nice. So it's a fun song. It's very much like Look Up There in the sense of it's a very long guitar solo over a relatively simple progression that doesn't change a whole lot. It does change, but it's not it's very it's a singular idea. So is what I think
I don't even know if I would consider it a guitar solo. I think this is one of those things where it's more of a lead than a solo entirely.
Oh yeah, sure. It's very tasteful. It's much more restrained than a typical Buckethead solo.
Absolutely. Sure. I mean, this whole album is much more restrained, and it feels more soundtracky than a lot of things.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
So one thing that I need to point out too is I believe this is the first album so far that prominently features auxiliary percussion. We have bongos, we have congas. Sure. No. In almost every song, there's muted tambourine. muted triangle. There's tambourine. There's congas, bongos, like every single song except for I think the last one.
Yes, I did notice that. I wouldn't necessarily say they're prominent, but they are there, and it is different. Sure.
I mean, they're pretty much the only drums on the first 4 songs. So, you know, they're definitely there.
It's interesting. Yeah, they're definitely there. It's definitely something different. I liked that. I wish that he had gone like a little more with that. Like if I had any kind of criticism, is like I like more percussion in it.
Yeah.
But it's still like the majority of the percussion is just drums, right?
Yeah.
Just traditional like a rock drum set.
Yeah.
And that holds true for a lot of his stuff, and it's great. Like his drum programming is great. I mean, I assume it's programming. Like at this point, like I honestly don't know.
No, and that's actually the thing is on these last 3 albums. Like some of the time, I'm like, are these drums actually being played? Because
I definitely have moments like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh?
Because
like,
some of them are like too
part,
dynamic, and I'm like, either these are just like really well programmed. Because there's some parts where it sounds like someone accidentally does something, but it just works. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. And so at this point, like, and maybe that's what he's going for. And I think that's ultimately like what every drum programmer wants to have is like a natural feel.
Oh, absolutely.
And
he's definitely good at that. Like if like I'm still assuming that it's programming, and I'm gonna say like he's good at programming. As someone who has done a lot of drum programming and has a lot of like I pay attention to a lot of that stuff, and like it definitely like there are never moments where I feel like it's weird or where I feel like it doesn't work or I feel like it sounds fake. So he's definitely doing a great job.
Yeah, yes.
There are definitely moments where I'm like, this is drum programming.
Oh, yeah.
But it's less often than moments where I'm like, I just don't notice it because it works.
So, and it really depends on the album. Like, from last podcast, Pike 14, The Mark of Davis, the Super Shreddy album, like those drums were very programmed and very obvious. And
very much.
Yeah, not in a way that was like likable, really, in any way. Like I didn't really jive with that album too much. I like a more natural feel to things. Even if it's like a metal natural feel, like honestly, like in The Boiling Pond, the drums had a really natural feel. There was a ton of sloshy hi-hat, like as you hear in sludge music, and like that, it felt natural a lot of the time.
I love hi-hats, dude. Like
Me too.
They're my favorite. I mean, you hear my drum programming.
Yeah.
Like I love hi-hats. It's mostly what I use. I rarely use.
You don't use a lot of cymbals or toms. You use a lot of hi-hat
and
snare. Yeah. I know.
Kicks.
I know. Yeah.
Hi-hat, snare, kicks. Like, those are my favorite. That being said, like I use some toms here and there, but like usually they're just for fills. Like very fast. Like,
You do fills on like the last 1/8 of a measure, and that's about it. It's a kind of thing.
During the blasting stuff, yes. But like during other stuff, it's a little different. I don't know.
Yeah.
You find a rhythm with it. It's like that's one interesting thing about like programming drums. I feel like is an instrument in and of itself.
Yeah.
Much in the same way that like a guitar or bass is. And like, as you do it more and more, like you definitely learn what works. You learn from your mistakes, and you learn how to like quickly come up with compositions that make sense in like a musical way for what you're trying to do. Like the programming that I do just is there to serve the song. Like it's not to be super, I don't know. It's there to serve the song, and I feel like I've gotten to a good rhythm with it, and it feels good. You have pun there, rhythm. Ha ha. Get it because the drums. Ha.
That's good. So, my perspective. I thought this album was like super interestingly paced, and it was mostly soft until the very, very end when it had like this big triumphant soaring metal song with this huge solo and lead.
Yeah, I really liked the last song.
Yeah, it was an interesting way to like mix it up, and so I think it would be great for like a story or maybe a documentary or a series or something where someone like overcomes something like maybe like a Hallmark movie where like the main character like gets like absolutely crippled from a sports industry, Sorry,
sports industry. Yeah, I mean that's too real, dude. People getting crippled because of the sports industry.
From a sports injury, from which they'll never recover, but then they end up like winning the gold medal at the Paralympics for that sport.
Nice. That's uplifting. You'll love to see that. The human spirit can prevail, you know?
Is it? I don't know. I think that's kind of dark, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, have you ever seen have you ever seen Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a great film. But in the late 90s, some TV network decided to remake it.
I feel like I remember this, but I also feel like I've never seen it.
It stars a already crippled Christopher Reeves.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
I remember this.
And so like the twist on it is it's pretty much the exact same movie, Rear Window, except instead of having an agile Jimmy Stewart, there's an absolutely crippled Superman.
I remember that.
I like how you said Dean Cain, who also played Superman.
I get Dean Cain and Christopher Reeves confused.
Why?
I never remember which one is crippled.
Wow. No, well, one of them's dead. Dean Cain.
Shit.
The only thing dead about Dean Cain is his career.
Wait, doesn't he host Family Feud now or something?
Does he? So he used to. The way I got to know Dean Cain, I mean, he was on
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not. I watched that shit on like TNT, fucking like every day after school, straight up.
What was the TNT tagline back in the day?
Is that Characters Welcome? I don't know. No,
that's USA.
Is it? Oh, I don't.
What is TNT? Wow, man, I watched a lot.
And you know what it was?
It's Dynamite TNT.
I listened to that song the other day too.
That's the sad.
Actually.
Fucking AC/DC sucks,
dude. So Bon Scott is sick. Like some of the stuff with Bon Scott is pretty rad.
So
like honestly, some of their early stuff is pretty cool.
But AC/DC
I
also
like
sucks.
But they also suck. And like their Bon Scott, or not Bon Scott, but like what's his name, Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson era is. I mean, there are some songs that like I understand why they became huge songs, but
yeah, I mean, there's some songs that are like super catchy.
Yeah.
And there's some songs that are like actually like interesting technically, like Thunderstruck is actually a pretty fucking cool song.
It's funny because it's just like one riff. Like it's
not
even like
it's
anything.
Like,
but
it's
like,
one tapping riff, but
like,
then it's like these weird vocals over it, and there's like at no point really any chorus.
It's a very powerful song. Like
yeah,
for sure. like
the whole chant, like
people like it.
Whoa,
for sure.
Whoa, like that. Yeah. That's something. And so fun story about this. A few years ago, when I turned 30, I decided to like go and do kind of a road trip type thing, and my thing was, at 30, I'm gonna smoke 30 joints with 30 people that were like instrumental on like bringing me here, and you were one of those people, yeah.
I remember that,
yeah. So one of those things was I went down to Portland, and I visited a friend there named Paige, who I used to date when we lived here, and you know, like I really care about this person, and they were like super formative to me.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we hung out and like we met up with her friends, and we went to a bar that had karaoke, and like one of her friends was like, oh, because like I did another song where I did kind of a metal voice, and she's like, oh, you'd be perfect at AC/DC, and I'm like, I guess. And she's like, cool, I'm gonna sign us up for an AC/DC song, and like I was like, oh, okay, well, like here are the only AC/DC songs I know, and none of them were Thunderstruck, and that's the one she chose. And so like when I find out we're doing Thunderstruck, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like there's no like real lyrics to the song. It's just like a guy meandering and whoa, 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 and It was super fucking.
You got to say thunder a bunch too.
Thunder. Yeah, true.
Yeah, you got to say that too. Yeah. Like Thunderstruck is the like cheering sports stadium of like 80s rock songs. It just imagine like I just imagine like a sporting event and a bunch of people like yeah, I don't know. When I was young, I was very into AC/DC. Have we talked about this? We've talked about it.
I mean, you had an SG at some point, which I figure was...
You know why I had that SG? Is because of Angus Young. I was obsessed.
Yeah, either Angus Young or Tony Iommi is the only two reasons you buy an SG, because they're stupid guitars otherwise.
They are stupid guitars. I do not like them. Mm-hmm. Everybody who stands SGs, y'all are wrong. SGs suck.
Okay. So we're going to go to Pike 18, the Astrodome.
This is my favorite one so far.
You say that on the third album of every single one we do, just so you know.
I know, and like, you know, it's surprising that they continually feel that way. Like, I really liked this one. I thought it was really, really good. It's beautiful. It's the first one that like I genuinely felt some emotion from. Like, I really liked it. I thought it was really, really good.
I mean, it's a very it's so almost the entirety of all of the leads in this album are played with an electric nylon string guitar.
Yeah.
And it resonates really well. It sounds, I mean, markedly different from all the other albums because... Just a moment.
What's happening?
It sounds markedly different from all the other albums because it features one primary instrument that sounds like a primary instrument. And like,
sure,
obviously in a lot of his other albums, like his custom Gibson Les Paul is prominently featured, and you can hear that tone. That's his like shreddy thick tone in a lot of these albums. But this is the first album where you can actually hear all the way through the entire album one guitar that's not that guitar.
It's nice. Yeah, it's cool. It's really good.
It's a nice change of pace. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like got some really pretty stuff in it. Like there's no like really like super shredding in it or anything. Like it's very melodic. It's very emotional. It's very pretty. Like this is the first one of these that I've listened to where like literally every song I went to my notepad to like take a note about it because I was like, holy fuck, this song is so good. I got to write it down. And then I just kept doing that for every song. And I was like, wow, every song of this is so good. Like Buckethead really, like when he hits a stride for like emotive melodic music, like he can really do some good stuff. Like it's very compelling and emotional. And I really liked this one. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. No, it was a really good album. And like he definitely like did a lot of stuff like high up on the fretboard. Interestingly enough, I thought this album was almost entirely nylon string guitar as far as the leads go, but not a whole lot of it was finger picked except for like backing tracks. Like pretty much all of the leads were like flat picked. Which was cool. Like I liked it. It worked. It serviced the album really well. It like gave a very Buckethead flavor, and a lot of times, like, I mean, you could straight up take a lot of these songs and just like put distortion over them and like a drum track, and it would sound like kind of another Buckethead song or another Buckethead album. But like,
I mean, they're very riffy songs, like for sure.
They are, yeah.
But they're very like beautiful. Like it's really melodic and nice, and like, I like hearing him do that stuff.
Yeah, and there was actually some interesting stuff here too. Like Explorer Twin track 3 was like kind of an acoustic groove song. And then there was like Triangle Chokes, which was sick as fuck.
Yeah, you love to hear that.
I love choking, but when it's a triangle, that's 3. That's even better.
There you go. You love to see it. You love to choke it.
I love to choke it, dog. I love to choke it.
The first song on this record, I was like, holy shit, I am playing the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion right now. Wait, that's what?
You're not wrong. It was very like epic, almost Windham Hill-ish, like new age, but like epic new age.
Yeah, it's like dungeon guitar.
Dungeon guitar. Yeah, we'll go with that. It was fucking beautiful though.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
even the last song, 8 Light Mode, was a 12-minute song, and it was all acoustic.
Yeah.
It was soft, but it was like this full exploration on leads on a nylon string, and like, you know, there wasn't much of it that I was like, and just stop, Buckethead. Like, it was all pretty fucking solid. Like, I really like this album quite a bit. This is definitely my favorite album of the 3. Yeah. It's probably on my top 5. You know, not his best Pike so far, but a good one, a really good one.
My favorite Pike so far. I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
Favorite Pike.
It's really good. You like it that much more than Viewmaster?
I do. I really liked Viewmaster, but this is the one. Now, because like I'm coming at it from the perspective of like, hey, when we're all done with this, am I gonna want to go back and listen to any of these?
Yeah.
Right. And like this is the one right now that if I was to go back and listen to any of these, this would be my number one choice.
Yeah. So mine is still gonna remain from last time, Pike 13. Pike 13 is great. So different. It's different. It's a different exploration. It doesn't sound anything like anything else we've listened to so far, which I really appreciate. And it's emotive. It's just fucking different, and I like it. What do you think this would be a good soundtrack for, dog?
Oh, man, like something like really beautiful, like something really touching and nice.
No,
like
I actually wrote that also. Yeah.
It's just a very beautiful record, you know? It made me think of like beaches. It made me think of like people fixing problems with each other and like coming to new understandings. Like it made me think of like nice things and like very like emotional things. And
so yeah.
I don't know if that's what like I wonder what Buckethead feels like when he makes this stuff, because like I know the way that I feel when I make music, and it's like I don't feel emotions when I make music.
And I get, and you talked about that before. Like you see like music kind of as a set of rules and structures that you like fit things into, and it's like a kind of a puzzle for you, which is cool.
It's like a puzzle, and it's creative for sure. But I don't feel it as like I don't know. It's not like emotional for me.
I do feel that about a lot of Buckethead's music, like that he is like trying to figure out a puzzle or like how he feels about something and trying to put it in some way. Occasionally though, like with this album and like Pike 13, he like hits on something that's like a little bit different and a little bit more inspiring, and something that's like actually very human.
Yeah.
And so I thought, like, honestly, like if he was still alive, this album would make a perfect soundtrack to an Anthony Bourdain program. Like something about like the human condition and about being a person. Because that's what all of Anthony Bourdain's stuff was ever about. Like, totally. And that's something that like made him super unique is Anthony Bourdain, throughout all of his programs, always insisted on writing and narrating everything in the program. And the way he talked, the way he tied like everything he was talking about, like food, culture, travel, into just like the human condition was like, you know, beautiful, and it was superhuman. Cool. And you know, this reminded me a lot of that.
That episode with Josh Homme is pretty good.
He has several episodes with Josh Homme. I know which one you're talking about though, about the risotto's got to stand up, and like, oh, the risotto's got to stand up. I guess I'm just a country boy. And then like they get into a bar fight or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty
cool.
Buckethead, 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 Buckethead.
When are we going to start the Piss Jug cast?
The piss jug cast.
Yeah. Dude, I have so many stories about piss jugs. Like, I need to like sit down with you and just tell you a bunch of horrible piss jug stories. Like,
I mean, what percentage of them involve Brian Harris?
None of them, actually. Well,
what?
Okay, I have one Brian Harris piss jug
You're talking
story.
about.
I'm talking about myself making piss jugs while I like lived in my car and shit.
I mean, so we already have a 2-parter episode about you living in your van.
This is true.
Do we need to just make a straight podcast series about you living in your van?
Oh God, I do. I have like endless stories about living in cars and
shit.
It sucked so bad.
I would love to interview you on all of this and let the world know. It would be very funny at very least.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not There's mildly humiliating.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Like, I'm over it. Yeah. I'm killing it at life right now, let me tell you. So like, I'm okay with it. I can laugh about it. It wouldn't have been funny to me at the time.
No.
Now,
it was funny to me at the time, though.
For sure.
I still did all that I could to help you out, but it was still funny. I will not lie.
No, you did for sure. You absolutely.
I was like, hey, how can I help you, but also roast you?
Yeah. Oh no, you never didn't make fun of me.
And that's really like the core of my being is I am so happy to help anybody at any time as long as they let me roast them. That's all I'm in it for jokes. Like, I believe so much in mutual aid, but also in jokes. Like, those are the only two things I really believe in anymore.
Hell yeah. I'm into that.
I'm a lulz anarchist, really. It's
all right. Britt,
yo,
recommend me something.
I'm gonna recommend a YouTube channel because I haven't recommended that before. Historia Civilis.
Oh, okay.
I haven't talked about it at all here before, but I'm really into like ancient war battle maps and like Roman history, especially like the turn of the millennia kind of Caesarian, Augustan / Octavian kind of era fucking Roman history. Like, it absolutely fucking fascinates me.
Tell me about it. Tell me get you going about it.
I couldn't. I mean, it's
you're like just thinking about all those guys dying by cutting each other up.
Yeah. No, it's like it's an interesting like thought for me. Like, these people, who I'm talking about, like Augustus Caesar and Julius Caesar, are still two of the most famous names worldwide. Like 2,000 years after their death. Mm-hmm. Like, still they're known as the most powerful people of all time. And that actually like fascinates me. Like, the idea of legacy that's that long lasting. It's something I know I will never have. Like, like the moment
people will.
The moment I die, I know that like our podcast host, like the moment I don't pay the bill, every word I say is going to be erased from history. And
yes. I'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, you're like, after I die, you're gonna be like, should I pay? No, that's like $20 a month. Fuck that shit.
I gotta pay for Netflix over here.
Yeah, no, I gotta pay for porn.
Oh yeah, there you go. You do pay for porn, don't you?
No, I have.
Really?
I have in the past.
I remember you did in the past. I remember
you were so. Actually,
I remember coming over to your house and you were sitting in the room you're sitting in now. Or no, it wasn't this room. It was when you were in the other room, and you were like, you were so proud of your porn subscription. You were like, I need to show you all of this porn that I have access to because of this monthly fee I pay. And so you took me on like a very detailed tour of like all of these connected websites and all of their, respective pornography, and then then you just like put on a random porn and was like, yeah, let's smoke weed. And then there's just like this porn. We smoked weed, and then you turned off the porn, and I don't think we've watched porn together since.
That's a really cool story, bro.
It's like so classic you. Like I was like,
that's like
perfect.
I don't remember that. However, I'm not going to contest that story at all.
It is accurate.
I mean, I don't know if it's even accurate, but it's so on brand. I will not say no. Like, yep. I just do shit, and then I'm like, a couple years later, people are like, "You remember when you did this?" I'm like, "Nope." That was old Brit. Welcome to new Brit. Brit doesn't remember.
Nice. Yeah, that's the way to live, for real. Like, live and let live, you know? Somebody said that. Yeah, so, like, okay. All right. Here's the thing. Okay? This might be controversial. I don't think it's going to be controversial, but it might. People are weird. People don't like things like this.
Hit me with your controversy, dog.
It's not controversial. I don't think it's controversial. So I bought a bunch of frozen waffles, and okay, this is how I like to eat waffles. Okay, like I like to toast them, and then I just put applesauce on them, and I just eat them with applesauce. They're good as hell. It's just waffle and applesauce. That's all you need. And it's really good. And I like it. And
so, I mean, I just have one question about that. Where do you bury the bodies? You fucking
you like to
psychopath. You fucking monster.
It's good. I don't know. That's what I recommend.
Applesauce on a fucking waffle?
What is weird? Nothing is weird about that. It's not weird.
Everything is weird about that, Spencer. Listen. You have your. Would you eat a slice of apple on a piece of toast?
Sure, it sounds good.
No, that's not good. Fuck you.
It is good.
No,
dude, I
isn't.
used to make a sandwich at my old cafe that had apples in it. It was a savory
but
sandwich.
But just an apple? Just an apple?
Well, it wasn't just an apple.
Yeah, it was like cheese and prosciutto or some shit like that, right? Because just an apple in a piece of bread is for fucking psychopaths like you.
It's fine. It's not that bad. It's not that weird.
Nope, it is that weird.
It's
Trust
not that
me.
weird. Well, an apple in a piece of bread is maybe a little weird. But like toast is a little different.
Also,
it's like a thin cut slice of apple. Like that could be good.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but a thing a lot of adult society doesn't realize is applesauce is fucking baby food. You're eating baby food on a waffle, you fucking psychopath. What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just living. I'm just vibing.
You're just yeah, okay. Like, I mean, what size diapers do you wear is my question.
Whoa, harsh. I did some diaper posting on the internet lately. I posted a bunch of pictures I found of people wearing diapers and also metal shirts, which is pretty funny. I like that. I like the idea that people listening to metal also are into diaper stuff. That's funny.
I'm going to have such a good time editing this to make it sound like you have a diaper fetish. You have given me way too much power in this situation.
No, I really have. It's terrible. Terrible. Just give me the news of the gun of the knife. Let me go, let me go, let me go. No, you don't want me to die, but I'm bored of this place and this life was a lie. I'll give you the time to tell me otherwise. Tell me so, tell me so, tell me so. All right, well, anywho, do we have upcoming events? We don't. Nothing's upcoming.
No, we're gonna be doing a live show. Never.
We could do Instagram live. We could.
Live stream. I mean, we could also like get a YouTube channel and do that, or Twitch. But I don't care. So
yeah, me either. That seems like a lot of work to do.
Yeah, dude, I ate so much butthole today. It was so good.
Happy for you, dude.
I really like eating butthole. It's like butthole's cool. Right?
You love to put that out into the world, you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, I like putting my mouth on holes.
Sure.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever hole. Just like orifices, oriphopolis. I'm all about them.
Getting butthole and orifice cast. Damn. All right. Well, okay. I'm done.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
So, hey, this has been Britt.
And this has been Spencer. You've been listening to Getting Head, a Bucketcast.
Stay greasy, bucketheads.
Whoop whoop.
Namaste.